First things first, as always, read that question. We know it's a percentage question, but we want to understand what we might be required to do here. So the question sentence says, what is the final price of the jacket? Final price. So again, this is a slightly different problem. I know the numbers are slightly straightforward, but I really want us to practice the understanding first. Trust me, these numbers are about to get wild, but we want to make sure that we have the concept down. We want that final price. Everybody, are we dealing with a tax or a discount in this problem? Yeah, we're dealing with a discount. It's right here. It says a 30% discount. Now, my party people, when you think about it, if we're trying to find that final price, are we going to be plugging in the 30%? Is that going to get us the final answer? Correct. It will not give us the final answer. If we plugged in the 30% discount, what that would mean, everybody, is that the number that we actually get when we calculate is not the final price. It's actually going to be the amount of the discount. So if we were to do it like this, you would have to remember to subtract whatever you get from that 100. So with that said, my party people, we can go ahead and use an alternate method. If we don't want to do 2 steps, we can just do 1. And so if we're going to be, again, finding that final price, we're going to multiply by the final percent instead. So when we think about that, we know that a discount means that we'll subtract. We start with 100% as the original amount, so what we were supposed to pay. Then we'll subtract that 30% because that's the discount. You take that away. And that's going to give you 70% left. That's what you pay. That's the final price. This is where we need to subtract. And so once we have that, boom, we're good. And that's going to be 70% of the final price multiplied by that $100. And that'll give us the final price. Now, party people, before I continue with the calculation, does that make sense to you personally before we get going? Right on. So let's give it a shot here. We take that 70%. We can, again, use a little bit of mental math. We can move these decimals over here twice to the left instead of this, which would give us something really easy. 70 multiplied by 1 if we instead move these decimals to the left twice. The reason I did that is because I noticed 2 zeros. So if I move that decimal over, I am no longer dealing with a decimal. 70 times 1, I already know, hardest question of the day. That's going to be $70. That's the final price. And so just to make sure that we're clear on this, the answer is A. But if we would have done the 30%, remember, that's your discount. And if you would have done that, you would have ended up getting $30. But that means that the $30 is your discount, not the final price. $100 minus the $30, that would have given you the final of $70. And there we go. Again, one problem at a time, right? One problem better, one problem at a time. Now let's go ahead and move it over here to question number 4. Let's give it a shot. All right, so let's dive into this proportions question here. This one's going to be a triple ratio question, as you can definitely probably make out right there. So let's compare the same things in the same way. That's the main idea. Let's tackle it faithfully. Here in the question sentence, as always, that's where your biggest clues are going to be, in the beginning at least. Because in this question sentence, notice that it says, if there are 126 ounces in total, how many ounces of banana are there? So one more time, we have 126 ounces in total. How many ounces of banana? So that's the comparison I'm going to start by writing out. I'm going to write my comparison here. Let me use a fractional bar. I'll say total over banana. That is what I'm given. And guess what? I have that partial comparison already. I have right over here on the top, I am given 126 ounces in total. And then on the bottom, I'll just use B for bananas, because I don't know what bananas is yet, But there we go. So with that said, everybody, what do we have to make sure we compare on the right side? Just help me out there. Make sure you say it out loud or type it into the chat box. But what are the two ideas? Not the numbers. What are the ideas that I have to compare on the top and the bottom to make sure that this is a proper, correct proportion? Yeah, if you're saying total on the top and banana on the bottom, that's it. You're good. That is exactly it. I know the question sounds almost rhetorical, but that's the kind of mode you want to get into where it's almost obvious with how much you've been practicing. So again, we want total on top and banana on bottom. And when we take a look at the information that we're given a nice clean ratio right over here. We're going to break it down with 3 different colors. And I'll start with ounces of banana. That's the first term given. The first number is 2. The second term given is ounces of strawberry, and 7 is the second. And then lastly, I'll change the color here to blue, and we have ounces of yogurt last. The number 9 is last. So everyone, which of these do we instantly have in front of us? Which of these? The top or the bottom? And what number is it? Yeah, instantly we should be seeing banana right here. The first value being ounces of banana. That's our 2 right there. Exactly. So we have our proper number for the denominator listed right there. To get the top, to get the total, well, we're going to have to add. We have 2, 7, and 9. If we add those together, 2 plus 7 plus 9, that's going to end up being 18. 2 plus 7 equals 9. Then add the other 9, and there we go. So we have 18 over 2. Sweet. So from where we are right now, everyone, we can choose to go a couple of different ways. We can choose to simply cross multiply and divide, or we can compare the items in the same way, like saying, hey, to get to B, we can go ahead and go bottom or top to bottom, and we can say 18 divided by 9 is 2. So whatever 126 divided by 9 would be the answer. You can think about it like that as well. One of the best ways actually is going to be one of the more simple ways. Let me show you what that is. Everyone, true or false, we can simplify 18 over 2. True or false, we can simplify 18 over 2. Yeah, true. Absolutely can. So let's take care of that first. I'll go ahead and simplify by dividing a 2 out of both the top and the bottom. Let's just start right there. So that's going to leave us with 126 over B equals 9 over 1. So from here, everybody, if we were to cross multiply and divide, would that heavily simplify the process? Making it so that we're not dividing by an 18? Yeah, it would. It makes it quite a bit simpler. And so we can go ahead and cross multiply B times 9, 9B. 126 times 1 is 126. And now we just divide both sides by 9. Doing that, we cancel out on the left. And then we can do a little bit of long division, just moving this on the side. A little bit of long division, and we are done. 9 goes into 12 once. 3 left over. Then we'll drop the 6. 9 goes into 36 4 times with a clean remainder, none at all. And there we go. Our final answer, my party people, will be B equals 14. And there we are. The correct answer here is answer choice B.